If you created a course in Kajabi or you're planning to create a course in Kajabi, a very common question that I hear is how do my customers actually get access to the course? You have this course here with all your content, you have customers here willing and able to pay for it. How do you actually connect those two things? Well, it's not very complicated, but there is some Kajabi terminology that you have to understand in order to make that system work. So I'm going to show you that today. Also, it's May 2026. Kajabi just introduced a new term that briefly confused everyone around offers. So I will review for you what that new term is and so that you can understand it. So we're going to answer this question. How do my customers access their courses, the ones that they've paid for? First of all, a course is a type of product. Now, in Kajabi, this is a screenshot from inside my Kajabi account, and I expanded that products section so that you can see all the different types of products included: courses, coaching, community, blah, blah, blah. Courses are probably the most common product type that people use. It's kind of what Kajabi is known for, like they're the foundation of a lot of these business models. So that's the one that we're going to be talking about today. But people often kind of use the term course and product interchangeably. In order to understand how your customers get access to your course content, you need to understand like this umbrella product term. Okay, so again, going back, how do my customers access their courses? What they're actually accessing is a product, and we do that via an offer. So we're going to talk about the relationship between products and offers. We're also going to talk about pricing because that's the new term that Kajabi threw into the mix recently. So the way that I conceptualize this is that products are like houses, or courses are like houses. And inside the house is where you upload or store all this content, your video lessons, worksheets, downloads, audio files, everything like that you want your customers or your students to have access to lives inside of this house. Offers are like keys. They get you inside the house. You can't get into the house without a key. You can't access a course or a product without an offer, because that offer, that key, is what protects your intellectual property. You need to somehow provide them with a key in order for them to get inside and see all this amazing content that you've created. Another thing is that you can have multiple keys to the same house. So multiple offers can get people access to the same course or the same product. So maybe you have these different keys, different like payment plans, a pay in full, a free offer, a payment plan. They're all going to be used to access the same house or the same product. Pricing is the new term that Kajabi just released. As of like a week ago, if you opened up your Kajabi dashboard, you would see offers listed under sales. But now that's gone. Now, when you open it up under sales, you're going to see pricing. So if you're confused, if you feel like you've lost your offers, you haven't. You just have to go to pricing first. So once you click pricing, it's going to open up this window that includes both offers and upsells. So your offers are still there. It's just one extra click to get into that list of offers. Okay, so understanding your offers is actually a really important part of this whole system because it connects so many different things together. So we're going to go through creating an offer, just like a simple basic offer. Again, sales pricing, we're going to go to new offer. We're just going to give it a title for this demonstration. Okay, we'll just call this course name plus full pay. Choose products to sell. So here's where we're attaching the product that you created, your course, to your offer. So you're going to select it from your dropdown. I have a product called the best course, so that is what we will use. And because I named this offer full pay, we're going to leave this on one-time payment. You have these other payment plan options, but we're just going to, let's put it at $47 USD. You have to select a payment type, do Kajabi payments. Next, customize your checkout. I don't like to do it here because I can't see what it's actually going to look like on the checkout page from here. So I'll show you where to do it. That makes more sense to me. So we'll save and finish. So here's where we see all the different kind of components of your offer: details, pricing, purchase flow, settings. Also edit checkout, which I feel like should be a fifth tab across here because it's the really important one that people tend to overlook. So, but anyway, just keep that in mind. You're going to go through these 4 and also edit checkout. So here, I'm actually realizing that the title that I gave it at first, I want this to be the internal title because I don't want the, like somebody going through checkout to see the name, that full pay. So we'll just keep it course name. Products in the offer. Again, this is where, and it's just reviewing for you, where you're connecting the product to the offer. You can also, if you have another product you want to add, like a bonus, you can add that here. Product access. Here's where you can begin access at a specific date. Let's say you're taking a cohort through the content. You want everybody to begin on June 1st. That's where you would set this up. Restrict access to a specific amount of days. If there's no check there, that means people get, lifetime access. They can access this course forever. If you want to limit that access to 6 months or a year, here's where you would set that up. Here's where you can add a thumbnail to the offer. I would use either the same one that you use for your product or something similar. Next, we have pricing. We touched on this briefly, that you have these different payment types. Right now, we're just leaving it at $47. Pricing options, you can enable additional ways to pay, monthly or annual subscription, like creating one offer, but offering a monthly and an annual payment price. Or we have the pay in full. You can also do a 3-month payment plan. So you can add those here. Let's say I want to do a payment plan. I'm going to say $17 for 4 months. I didn't do my math, but let's do that. Okay, so now it's going to show these different options at checkout. There are a couple other settings down here. Offer availability, that one's just not very common, so we're going to skip it. Next, purchase flow. So this used to be automations, and they were listed in the details of the offer. So this is another thing that got switched around recently that was really confusing to people. So now under purchase flow is where we set up what happened, those automations, what you want to happen after somebody goes through checkout. So the 3 things that I do: number 1, post-purchase, choose where to send members after their offer purchase. By default, it sends them to their library. I find this to be pretty kind of confusing to people because there's no welcome, here are your next steps to take, nothing like that. They tend to get confused. So I would create a landing page that says, thank you for signing up. Here are your next steps. Check your email, the support email if you have any questions, giving them explicit instructions on what they should be doing next. So I would change this post-purchase to a thank you page. Existing landing page and thank you. Course name plus thank you. Great. Skip account creation page. This goes back to the whole reason that we're creating offers is to protect your intellectual property. So we don't want, in this scenario, we don't want them to skip creating that account, because creating that username and password and then having to enter them in order to log in and gain access to your course is the whole point. Okay, post-purchase email. I leave this at default email. Kajabi will just automatically generate. It looks like a receipt. It's system generated. They always get it regardless of their marketing status. So I leave that there for their records. We're going to skip upsells now because that gets a little bit more confusing. Automations. The primary ones that you might want to do are, number 1, tagging people. You might want them all tagged the same way. Number 2, you would probably want to send them that post-purchase welcome email. It includes a lot of the same stuff that you have on that thank you landing page, but then we also set it up as a welcome email sequence, because then you can add more emails, like after 2 weeks, a check-in, or after 6 months if they're losing access. You can add those all to the same email sequence. Kajabi recently changed the way that we build our automations. So I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so here's where we're setting up our automations. I'm going to rename this right away because I feel like this is something that I could forget to do. We'll call it course name, post-purchase flow. The initiating event, the trigger, we have to give the trigger, we have to give the entire automation a name. We have to give the trigger a name. I'm going to call it offer purchase. The when, here are all our when options. So we'll choose offer is purchased. The offer name has come up by default because we're already working within this offer. And then here's where you select which of those pricing options you want. You can do all of them, 47 one-time payment or the payment plan. Okay, so let's just set this up to apply when they do that $47 one-time payment. Save trigger. Okay, and the name disappeared, so I will do this again. We'll save it. I can't publish it yet because we set up that when trigger, but we didn't give it a then. So what happens when this offer is purchased? And we have all these actions here. If you've used Zapier, then this is kind of structured the same way. So this might look familiar to you. I'm just going to say add a tag. The action name is add a tag, and then I can select a tag from my list, or I can create one on the spot. Course name plus, let's say, May 2026. Add new tag. Okay, so once I've selected it, I can save action. Okay, so now I should be able to turn this on because it's not giving me those errors. I have a when and a then. Boom, I can publish it. I do want to add another trigger because I have this when offer is purchased, but sometimes maybe I want to give it away to somebody for free. So we can create a new trigger, so here we have offer is listed under courses, which is confusing. So I'm not going to say offer purchase. I'm going to call it offer granted. And we're going to change this when offer is granted because you can just manually give someone access. We're going to call it this one and then save trigger. Okay, so now whether it's purchased or it's granted, we have this same then thing happening. The same automation is applied, whether they're buying it for $47 or it's being granted to them for free. I would also add another trigger for if they are purchasing the payment plan offer, but we just don't have to get into all that right now. So I'm going to save it, and then I just want to make sure that that new trigger is saved, and then publish, saved. Okay, so now when we go back to our offer, and again, we're under this purchase flow, and you'll see that this automation is set up and is attached to this offer. And if you want to get back to that full like Zapier layout page, you can open it up here. The next tab is settings, and this is where you customize your checkout. I am going to open the checkout though in a new window just so you can see what it looks like by default. So I didn't add that thumbnail, so there's nothing here. There's no copy here. It doesn't say like, please buy this offer. It just has that checkout information over there on the right. And then this is just like blank and weird. So you definitely do need to customize this, which we'll go back to the offer setting. For the background color, you want to change this to one of your brighter, bolder brand colors. Checkout fields, it will always collect their email address. You can choose what other information you want. I always like to collect name. Under service agreement, I recommend creating a custom service agreement. And this service agreement text will say something like, I agree to be added to the email list for the purpose of receiving emails about this and other related offers. And then in the back end, in my site settings, I'm automatically subscribing people to my email list when they purchase a paid offer. This is how you achieve these two objectives of getting people onto your email list and also being compliant with anti-spam laws, because they have to check and agree to this upon checkout. So that's how we get them on your list legally. There are some other options down here, send as a gift or notifications, affiliate commission. Those just aren't very common use cases. So I'm not going to go through those right now. I would add a little bit more to the actual checkout just to make it look nicer. Like bare minimum, I would either put an image here, or I'm just going to get rid of it, remove block. I'm going to make this checkout block a little bit wider. Scooch that over. And then you can put some copy in here about how the benefits of signing up for this course include. And then you can just include a little quick reminder of like why they should actually sign up for this thing. So that's how your customers will actually access your course content. You build the product, which is your course, put your content inside of it, and then attach it to an offer. And then you will give your customers the ability to purchase that offer. Like I said, it's not complicated, but there are a lot of little pieces to it that can make for a better or worse experience for your customers. So setting up your offer correctly is really one of the things that's like worth watching some videos, going through it, testing it, making sure that you are covering all those little pieces. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.